Thank you so much to Treya for creating this challenge for us. We're looking at the prep school's dining room, so what they serve for lunch at school, and we have information about all the meals that they serve and the prices of those meals, so we can see those all here. And then we've also got information about the nutrition of the meals and what category they fall into. So first of all, we can notice that we've got a couple of different meat-based categories that we need to make sure that we combine, and then we also want to make sure that vegetarian and veggie get combined as well. So in this next step, we do the grouping, but I'll just show you how we did it here. So we group those values. I chose to use pronunciation. You could use spelling. I think both of them will kind of do the same. They'll group the meat-based ones together. We can try decreasing the sensitivity or increasing the sensitivity. I can never think of the way to phrase that. But we can try playing around with this, but then we see that our veggie actually gets paired with the vegan instead of vegetarian. So not quite right. So we can click on the vegetarian itself and then just tick the veggie option so that we make that group so that we get those three in there. So that's our change that we're making. I'm just going to go and remove that for now because we do that in the next step instead. So that's our grouping that we do. Next up, we're going to join these two data sets together using the meal option equals the meal option. We can see that we get 30 results here, so all of the meals are being joined, which is great. And now we're ready to do some aggregations, to do some analysis on those meal options. So we're going to aggregate our data. So grouping by the type, we're then going to take the average price. So if I just quickly remove this, then if you're not sure how to get the average price, because the default here is sum, you can just click on the sum here and choose average, and it will make that an average there. And then I've also brought through the number of rows so that we know how many meals are meat-based, vegan, or vegetarian. I've added in a step here just to rename, so just renaming by double-clicking on field names and renaming those fields. And then we notice that our average price has 3 decimal places in a couple of these areas. So when we're talking about price, it seems weird to have 3 decimal places. Let's round these numbers instead. So if we use a calculated field here, then we have our average price. We're just doing a rounding function of that to 2 decimal places, so that we just have 2 decimal places there. And then we want to do our percent of total as our final step. So we're going to go to our number of meals field and go and do a fixed LOD. So we'll change this from being a minimum to being a sum, so we know the total number of meals. And we can say done there. I'm just going to get rid of this because I've already actually done that in this step here, so that's our total number of meals. So then we just need to write a calculation that does the number of meals divided by the total meals, multiply that by 100 and round it to the nearest whole number. So we have our percent of total there as well. Remove unnecessary fields and we have the data ready to be output. So thank you again to Treya for creating that challenge for us, and I hope you enjoyed the challenge. Thanks very much for watching.